The Nayanmars are the 63 Shaiva saints from Tamil Nadu whose lives have been described in the Periya Puranam. 63 Nayanmars, Nayanmars, Nayanmars. They are the 63 Shaiva saints whose lives have been described in the Periya Puranam. And so they have laid the foundation for Tamil mysticism and philosophy and great devotees of Shiva. Their names, briefly: Seruttunai Nayanar from Tanjore, Kalikamba Nayanar, Pennagradam, Addipatta Nayanar, he was a fisherman, and he was from Nullaipadi near Nagapatnam. Being a Shiva Bhakta, he used to give away the fish he caught daily to Shiva. He was able to get only one fish and he gave it to Shiva. Later on, the test of Shiva is visualized and attained, and that is how he attained Shivalokam. So there are small stories connected with the lives of all these Nayanars. So at least we should utter the names of these Nayanars. So now the next name is Narasingha Munayya Raya, and Munayya Raya Nayanar. Pugal Chola Nayanar. Kuruva Nayanar. He was the king of Pudukottai actually. Kuruvaya Nayanar. Cheraman Perumal Nayanar. Sirappuli Nayanar. Sakya Nayanar. Murkha Nayanar. Dandi Adigal. He was born blind in Tiruvaru. Dandi Adigal. Nami Nandi Adigal. Karaika Ammayar. Chandeshwara Nayanar. Tirukuripputtondar. He was a washerman by caste, and by rendering services to Shiva devotees, he was able to attain moksha. Tirukuripputtondar. Nandanar used to make drums needed for the Shiva temple. He was not allowed into the Shiva temple. But he had a darshan of Shiva, and Nandanar is a famous saint who was connected with Chidambaram. Rudra Pashupati Nayanar, Murti Nayanar, Anaya Nayanar, Arivattaya Nayanar, Manakkanjara Nayanar, Illakula Chandrar Enadi Nayanar. So he was actually a toddy maker, Sanar, toddy maker, and a staunch follower of Shaivism. Illakula Chandrar Enadi Nayanar. Eripatta Nayanar. So this Nayanar, he was in the habit of throwing his axe upon anyone who prevented good work from being done in the worship of Shiva. He was a very belligerent Shiva devotee. Eripatta Nayanar. Amarniti Nayanar. Meipporul Nayanar. Ilayankudi Mara Nayanar. Iyarpagai Nayanar. Tirunelakantha Nayanar. Tirunelakantha Yalpanar. Nindra Sir Nadumara Nayanar. Tiruneelanakka Nayanar. Sirtondar. Kungiliyak Kalai Nayanar. Idangali Nayanar. Kalai Nayanar. Manai Yaduvar. A brief account of Manai Yaduvar. How there were some holy persons among even those who hired themselves as professional fighters. He was a professional fighter. He was a saint. He was a saint from Thiruneedur in the Chola country. Was usually engaged as a fighter. He fixed a wage on his service, and with the money so gained, he used to offer food to Shiva Bhaktas. Manayaduvar. Kari Nayanar and Vaila Nayanar. Vailla Nayanar. He was not able to speak, right? And this illustrates actually his life. He was so advanced spiritually that he was an adept in Manasa Puja, right? And Kanampula Nayanar, Ayyadigal Kadavarkon Nayanar, Kalar Chinga Nayanar, Satti Nayanar, Pusala Nayanar. Pusala Nayanar was a Brahmin from Tiruneeravur in Tondinadu. He was a great Vedic scholar and wanted to build a temple for Shiva but had no money. So he constructed the temple mentally and gathering everything necessary for that meticulously in accordance with the Agamas. Pusala Nayanar, Pugaltunai Nayanar, Kotpulli Nayanar, Mangayar Karasiyar, Kula Chirai Nayanar, Tirumular Nayanar, Kannappa Nayanar. Kannappa, Bhakta Kannappa is a known character who was a hunter by the name Nagan, and his wife was Tastasi. He belonged to the caste of Maravar. He donated his eyes to Lord Shiva, and after that he was known as Kannappa Nayanar. Nesa Nayanar, Muruga Nayanar, Kunguliya Kalaya Nayanar, Triyu Neelakanta Perumbanar Gananatha Nayanar. Perumila Lai Kurumba Nayanar, Air Konkali Kamma Nayanar, Somasimra Nayanar, Serman Perumal Nayanar, Sundaramurti Nayanar, Isaig Nayanar, Sadaya Nayanar, Tirunavukarasu. Tirunavukarasu is a famous name belonging to the Vellala caste who renounced Jainism and became a Shaivite. He was a contemporary of Mahendravarman I of Pallava, and he was subjected to many trials and tortures by the latter, which he easily overcame by the grace of Shiva. Finally, the king himself was convinced of the superiority of Shaivism, and he also embraced Shaivism. He was known as Appar, APPA or Appar, who lived nearly 81 years and in Tirtha Yatras, and he was able to also meet Jnana Sambandar. Jnana Sambandar, another famous Nayanar. He was a Brahmin of the Kaundinya Gotram from Shiali in Tanjore district. At the time, Pandya country was almost completely Jaina. He betook himself to Mathura, foiled the conspiracies of the Jainas against him, defeated them in debate, and converted the king and his subjects to Shaivism, Jnana Sambandar. He was one of the greatest of the Shaivite saints, and he was placed, I think, somewhere in the middle of the 17th century. Sundaramurti Nayanar is the next one. And so that is the complete list of 63 Nayanmars.